Chris, what stood out for you not only in the goodbye from John Baird, but in the reaction as well?
Well, a couple of things, Suhanna. As you rightly point out, this was not supposed to happen today. John Baird wanted to announce his resignation on Thursday, and the National broke the story, forcing the news to come out today. I was struck by all of the handshakes and the well wishes, but let's think about what John Baird has done and accomplished over his time as Foreign Affairs Minister. Among other things, as Paul Dewar said, was very much at the forefront on the international stage of promoting equal rights for gays, lesbians, and transgendered people. On the flip side, he was also at the forefront going to the United Nations to argue forcibly against the idea of the Palestinians being given non-member state status at the United Nations, saying it was an attempt to have a shortcut to nationhood and that Canada would rethink its position with regard to Palestine and announce some measures afterwards. So he's been very forceful. In many ways, I think the alter ego of Stephen Harper, perhaps the most effective minister at giving voice internationally to what Stephen Harper thinks and to what the Conservative government would stand for. And on that score, he will be sorely missed by Stephen Harper going forward.
And in the weeks ahead, what are you going to be watching for from John Baird?
Well, we have been told, although we don't have exactly word, that he is interested in going to the private sector, as he pointed out in his statement. And we'll let's play a little bit of that, Suhanna, but what he said about why he's deciding to leave. And here's what he told the House of Commons just a few moments ago.
Last night I spoke to the Prime Minister and informed him that I was standing down from Cabinet. I expressed my intention not to run in the next general election in the new riding of Nepean. And I also expressed my intention to stand down as Member of Parliament for Ottawa West Nepean in the weeks ahead. Mr. Speaker, I will miss this place very much and many of the people in it on all sides. But the time has come for me to start a new chapter in my life.
Well, as you heard there, Suhanna, the new chapter in life, we're told that it involves moving to the private sector, that there has been interest expressed by a number of boards of directors of Canadian companies, particularly those who have interests overseas. What better advisor or name to have attached to your company than a G7 foreign affairs minister who would obviously come to work with a pretty extensive Rolodex of important contacts right around the world.
Also want to ask you, amidst all of this reaction, and we heard from the foreign affairs critics, from the Liberals, from the official opposition, the NDP, we also heard from Green Party leader Elizabeth May. What's been the reaction from the Prime Minister or the PMO?
Yeah, not much, which is interesting. I noticed that nobody stood up on the Conservative side to speak to his resignation. It was the opposition benches that did. I don't know. The conversation happened late last night with the Prime Minister. I'm told that it went as well as it could be expected, but clearly it was a surprise. I think to many people in his cabinet colleagues who felt that John Baird was one of the senior people that really represented the kind of, if I could say, the more socially progressive wing of the party. So lots of sad faces, and certainly lots of people who feel that this is not necessarily a very good sign for the government, because foreign affairs is such an important portfolio with so many things going on in the world, with the battles now being fought against ISIS, with the continuing aggression and concerns around what's happening in Ukraine with Ukraine and Russia. So it's a delicate portfolio, and he will be hard to replace. Some suggestions that the International Trade Minister, Ed Fast, will take that role on an interim basis, but someone with the kind of political skills, communication skills that John Baird brought to this job will be very difficult to find.